I don't care what the snow says. The weather's warming up outside. Spring's coming up soon. Things are going to be great. The world's opening back up. There's going to be hiking. There's going to be kayaking. There's going to be rock climbing. There's going to be rollerblading. There's going to be tennis. There's going to be slacklining. There's going to be all sorts of stuff happening, and I don't care what the weather has to say about it. Oh, and there's going to be more entertainment jobs and gigs happening. I can't wait to get my feet back in the game again. Hey everyone, if you're wondering what you're watching right now, you're watching a daily vlog post by a circus weirdo. Right now, I'm on break during a 16-hour shift using the treadmill in the basement, and I promised my viewers that I would post every single day of this year, partially as an experiment, but also because I have a lot of things I want to say, and a lot of things I want to express with the world. So thanks for tuning in. I'm by no means cheap when it comes to hiring me for entertainment. I couldn't even afford to hire myself for an entertainment gig. I really couldn't. I do somewhat operate on a sliding scale when it comes to charging for my time as an entertainer, but it's difficult to really put a value on what you're doing. And I have different rates for corporate events and corporate parties, and I have different rates for backyard barbecues and birthday parties for friends and family. And with this range, we can talk anywhere from a couple thousand a day to free, depending on who the client is, what time of year it is, what exactly they want me to do, how long they want me to be there for, how far the drive is, whether or not they want me to do fire antics, whether or not I have to have an assistant with me to make sure that the fire is performed safely, and what kind of equipment I have to bring. So there's a lot of different factors that go into charging for any particular job or any particular gig. And sometimes people ask me if I'm available for a gig and they don't even know what they want me for. I ask them, well, what would you like me to do at your party? What would you like me to do at your event? And they're like, oh, I don't know, we just want you there to entertain people. It's like, well, do you want me on stage, or do you want me to walk around and doing stuff immersive in the crowd? Do you want me to dress a certain way? Do you want a certain costume? Do you want juggling? Do you want me to do fire? Do you want me to walk a tightrope? What are you looking for? And don't get me wrong, it's not frustrating having to ask these questions. I mean, I want to know the best way I can provide a good quality entertainment experience for people out there. But it's just curious, though. It's very interesting to know that sometimes people are willing to buy something they don't know what they're buying. So I found the best way to approach that is by giving them a series of different options on things that I feel comfortable doing at a party or an event to make it more comfortable. And after doing a number of different parties and events, weddings, nightclubs, all sorts of different events, I like to tell the prospective client what I feel works best under any one of those different circumstances. And typically it works out pretty good that way as well, because with any event that happens, you have an idea in your head as an event planner on how the itinerary is going to go for the day, as to what time certain things happen in order. Like at 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, this will happen. Between 7 and 8, this will happen. But one thing I've noticed that all these events have in common is that things generally never ever go according to plan. Sometimes they do, and you want to always aim and strive for things happening on time and in the right order and all of that. But last minute, things always just change. Sometimes there are technical difficulties, sometimes there's a lapse in scheduling, sometimes there's an overlap, sometimes there's just errors, sometimes people are late to get to an event. That's why I try to show up extra early for an event so I can be adaptable for the client. If I'm able to do it for the day too, I also like to offer the client a window of time in which I could do my performances within this certain window of time. That works good for the crowd and good for the moment when the moment strikes. A good example for this, for instance, is when the food is ready at a wedding and everyone sits down, then they want entertainment. Well, sometimes the kitchen doesn't come out with the food on time. Sometimes there was a mistake back in the kitchen. Like I said earlier, if there's one thing you can count on happening at an event, is things not happening the way you want them to, and the way they were planned. And that can suck sometimes, but you just have to go with it and make the best of the situation. So considering all of that, I am very, very fortunate to have more job offers coming in and to have my first gig in a long time, in months now, happening in May 1st. And I'm looking forward to a bunch more things happening this year. I'm really, really amped up for it. I've been practicing new material, and I have more props to use, and I have more ideas to make people smile and laugh. And I'm feeling optimistic about it. I think this is going to be a great year. I mean, it is pretty hard to determine where things are going to go as far as global economics, supply and demand, and production are concerned, but I'm going to cross that bridge when it comes. I personally think there's going to be some sort of major collapse of this giant everything bubble we're in. I feel like we're in a bubble with the stock market. I feel like we're in a bubble with housing market. I feel like the financial markets are definitely in some sort of a hyperinflated bubble. I think the numbers for unemployment and production have been heavily doctored throughout the past year to make things look okay. I think we're printing up, amping up, giving away, and amplifying our money supply and inflating it way too much, way too quick. And I'm no economist, nor do I know enough about it, but I just feel like something's on the brink. Something has to give eventually. We're at all-time highs for a lot of different numbers and a lot of different things, and it's a little concerning, but like I said, we're gonna have to cross that bridge when we get there. And I think it'll hit like a ton of bricks too. You can take a look at the cryptocurrency markets too right now and how crazy those are behaving. For instance, Dogecoin. I don't know what you know about Dogecoin, but wow, that cryptocurrency has literally no real intrinsic value whatsoever. It's a novelty coin. It's meant to be a joke. The creators admitted it's a joke. They can inflate that supply as much as they want. They have control over how many Dogecoins are in circulation. And I also read that 50% of the Dogecoins in circulation are owned by less than 12 people. So if you're any one of those lucky 12 people, your cash just multiplied by many times over. And they can just slowly sell off little bits and just kind of collect profit as they go, which is probably a good idea, because if they dump off too much in one go, the price will probably tank and drop quite a bit. But once again, I'm no economist, nor do I understand how this stuff works entirely, but it's fascinating to watch this stuff unfold. It's a very exciting time to be alive. If you're bored, you are clearly not paying attention to what's going on in the world around you. And if you are bored and you are paying close attention to what's happening in the world around you, I don't know what kind of thought process you're using, but I would like to know what it is so I can chill out a little bit about it. The world's going through all these changes really, really fast. I know I bring this up as a regular theme here on my channel, but wow, things are wild, things are weird. And all I want to do is just make people smile and laugh, entertain some folks, make some jokes, maybe wow and amaze some other people with some fire antics and tightrope walking. I definitely want to become a lot better at producing music and expressing myself artistically in that avenue, not just with melodies, with beats, and with synthesizers and guitars, but also with vocals and with lyrics and telling a story. Throughout many years of my life, I've come up with so many ideas that sound really good up here, and I put them down on paper and I look at them, taking the vision that you have in your brain and trying to map it out and plan it out on a piece of paper, and then bringing that idea to life is an entirely different thing altogether. It makes me have a whole new level of respect for artists that are able to express themselves in an articulate way, in the way that they feel satisfied with. And it also makes me suspect that a lot of artists out there aren't ever really satisfied with what they create, or at least most of them. I know some of them are very happy when they make their magnum opus, their big project that really kind of lays out what they're all about, or really expresses a particular vision in a way that they're completely satisfied with it and does good justice to what they're trying to express. And I have to say, I don't really feel like I've ever come to that point as an artist yet. There's been a couple times when I put on some very, very good visual performance pieces that were just completely in the moment. Usually street shows with the right crowd around, everything works out just the right way. I hit all the beats to the song and the music and move just the right way to make that magic happen. And then that's just a moment and it fades away forever. One of the beauties of recording things is you can take that moment, you can stretch it out forever throughout time, as long as you have those zeros and ones saved on the interweb somewhere or on some sort of device on a hard drive, then it can be reviewed and watched later on. One of the advantages of making records, making videos, making movies, writing books, it gives you an opportunity as an artist to immortalize your work, so to speak. So on that note, I better start making better quality videos, right? I mean, if this stuff is for posterity, it can be remembered forever, or at least for as long as YouTube keeps these videos up and running, then I really have to start considering making better quality content. This challenge I made for myself to post at least one video every single day on YouTube has offered me an opportunity to learn a lot very, very quickly. I know one thing for sure though, by next year I will not be posting every single day. That's just too much to expect from myself. I think maybe I can do a vlog post that sums up every single week, and then release videos as they come out naturally. So making a video and focusing on it and making it well made. And if it takes 3 or 4 days to make that video the way I want to, that's fine. If it takes 5 to 7 days, that's fine too. But to crank out one video every single day and only having time to make 1 or 2 videos tops per day, it really kind of limits you from being able to spend that time making more quality videos over quantity of videos. So with all that being considered, I'm still sticking to my guns for this project. We're gonna make one video every single day of this year, at least one, maybe even several. Sometimes on Sundays I have to post 2. And then I also do my Flex Local Artist of the Month Extraordinaire videos once a month. And don't tell anyone, but I'm behind on those. I gotta catch up for March and April. Shh. I hope no one's paying attention. Just kidding. Thanks very much for watching. I hope that you are paying attention. Oh, one thing you can expect from me in the near future also is I plan on making more cooking and recipe episodes here on my channel. I think my bread making episode was received well by family and friends, and I think I can do a much better job as far as how I display the recipe and how I go through the whole process of cooking things. And I think I can do it in a more entertaining way. And hey, everyone loves food, right? I mean, I loved food ever since I was a child. Ever since I was a little kid, I've loved food. And I have the sneaking suspicion that most of my viewers out there love food too. And I'm really hip to the idea of making food that's delicious, healthy, affordable, things you can batch out that you can do meal planning with. I'm also really interested in fermented foods and foods that preserve over long periods of time as well. So we'll see what I come up in the near future, folks. But until that time comes, I want to thank you very much for stopping by and watching my video here today. I know I'm all over the place. I know I'm chaotic. I know I turned some of you people off from this channel. But for those who are still watching and still keeping up with me, thanks very much. Oh yeah, and if you're new to my channel, please know I post here a lot. And once a week I post circus and flow arts tutorials here on this channel. So if you check out my playlist section and click on Circus and Flow Arts Basics, you can learn how to juggle, or even juggle clubs, or contact juggle, just like David Bowie did in the Labyrinth, or that fushigi craze that happened a couple years ago. Or you can learn how to spin things on your finger, like trays, books, ring binders, flat pillows, like for your couch, all sorts of stuff. Or you can even learn how to do the devil sticks. That's fun and exciting. And there's sure to be a lot more tutorials to come out this whole entire year of 2021. I mean, we're only in April, so we have about 15 or 16 we've been through. There's 52 weeks in a year, so make sure you check back. And while you're in my playlist section, you might as well check out the other playlists to see what else might interest you there too. Me being a chaotic poster without any sort of specific focus, you might find that my playlist section keeps things a little bit more organized and tidy for your liking. Alright, I talked your ear off long enough, folks. Thanks again. So, remember to never give up, do your best, stay true to who you are, and yeah, be amazing. Why not? You can be amazing. Just be yourself. That's all it takes. Thanks for watching, folks, and good night.